Are you done?
Yeah. So tell me, what did you make?
I made a pontoon boat.
A pontoon boat.
Yes.
I see.
With a propeller.
With a propeller, an air-powered pontoon boat.
Yes.
Ah, I see.
So, yeah, more of like a, kind of like hovercraft maybe? I don't know. But yeah, because I want to be out on the water. I miss being out and about.
Well, I was inspired by our story for Sunday, actually. So I made the Sphinx of Egypt.
Very nice.
Today, we are talking about the book of Genesis. Genesis is a word that means beginnings or starting. Genesis is the start of, well, everything that we know. In the beginning was God. It was just God. That's all there was. He existed. He was everything. But he decided he wanted to make things. He made a world. He made a beautiful planet called Earth, and he did lots of special things there, making plants, animals. He made beautiful vistas, wonderful cliffs, seas, forests, all kinds of amazing plants, all kinds of animals to live there, fungi to grow on rocks and logs. He made the things that were up in the highest air. He made the things that are down in the lowest ocean. He made snow. He made rocks. He made everything that there is. And it says the very last thing that he made was people. He made man. He made you, and he made me. He made humans specially. It says in his image. It says that we are like God in a way that nothing else is. Not the animals, not the plants. Nothing shows what God is like in the way that we do, humans. We're God's extra special creation, and he wanted to have relationship with us. Genesis tells the story of Adam and Eve, the first man and woman that he created. It talks about how they would go for walks together in God's garden. Adam and Eve were God's friends. He loved them very much, just like he loves you and me. He made them for relationship. This story tells us a couple of things. It tells us about God's power. It tells us how amazing and how strong he is, because he was able to make everything. It also tells us about God's sovereignty. Now that's a big word for in charge and in control. Whenever you make something, it's yours, right? Well, God made everything. He's so powerful, he made the world from top to bottom, inside to out. And so, it all belongs to him. He's the king and the ruler of all of creation. Of all the plants and animals, all the land, and most importantly, of you and me. He created us extra specially. Now, the world that God created was beautiful. It was perfect. There was nothing wrong in it. But, well, you may have noticed that, well, things aren't perfect anymore. We see lots and lots of bad things in the world today. There's sickness, there's hurt, there's sadness. Well, it all started whenever Adam and Eve, those first man and woman, made a mistake. God told them, you can enjoy everything here in my garden, but this one tree, it's not supposed to be for you. Don't eat its fruit. Satan, God's enemy, came. He talked to Eve and said, hey, maybe you should eat it. Maybe God's just hiding it from you. Did he really say that something bad will happen? And so Eve ate the fruit. She took some to Adam and he ate the fruit willingly as well. Instantly, they knew that they had done something wrong. Exactly what they had done, eating some fruit, wasn't really the point. What was the point was Adam and Eve had disobeyed God. They'd done something that was wrong. They had done the first sin. Sin is anything that separates us from God, anything that He doesn't want us to do. All of a sudden, they could no longer be with God. They couldn't take their long, lovely walks together with Him. There was something separating them, sin. And so, God's beautiful, perfect world, this thing that He had created, well, it was broken now. Something had gone very, very wrong. But you know what? God had a plan even then. In Genesis it says, the Son of Man will come and He will crush the head of God's enemy. What it was talking about was Jesus. Jesus was going to come to earth. He was going to be a man, but also still be God. To come, live a perfect life, and to make things right again. So that you and I can be together and walk with God together, just like Adam and Eve did.